My name is Monica Ward, and I'm one of the co-founders of the Fit Club Network. I've put together 10 tips for creating success with your P90X3 nutrition. Make sure you go to the link below to get all 10 tips. Today, I'm giving you tip 2 on how to make the nutrition guide for P90X3 more reasonable or comprehensible. I'm going to break it down like as if I were teaching a second grader. Are you ready? Okay, so I'm getting really elementary with you guys. I mean, the whole point of the nutrition plan is it's a portion approach. Dave's like sitting on the floor with me like, as if you were back in my classroom. Before
crisscross applesauce.
Okay, good job. Before I was a Beachbody coach, I was an elementary school teacher. So they would hand me a book and say, make this comprehensible to 7-year-olds. And so I took this book and decided I'm going to make it easy for you to understand. Now, the only difference between Dave and I is that he gets more calories on this plan for P90X3 than I do. So if he were to go with Plan C, which is 2,100 calories a day, he gets 7 proteins, 14 carbs, and 7 fats each day. And so the very first thing that he has to do is one of two things. Either, since I do all the grocery shopping, get completely bossed as opposed, what we're going to do right now is we're going to discuss what he likes. Because let me tell you, they have a million choices for you, which is how I could see how this particular nutrition plan... No, we're not buying tofu, or tempeh for that matter. Or sardines, but it's ranked from healthiest to healthy. So everything that is in here is a green light, it's a go. I'm not going to sit here and explain to you why you would have one versus the other, because it's a portion approach and it's all about getting you to eat the things that you like to eat in a portion-controlled environment. So
I'll just jump in though. If you do want to know why, send us an email at info@thefitclubnetwork, and we'll see if we can find out for you.
We can definitely find out for you. Thank you, Dave.
Sure.
All right, that's what Google's for. Yes. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at 7 options for Dave's protein. I'm actually going to hand the book over to you.
Oh my gosh.
Just scan down the list because I know that half that stuff we don't even know what it is. And that's okay because there's 2 choices there. We can either, if we want to add a little variety to our nutrition, get to know those foods, or because we just know, like we know, they're not things we incorporate into our particular family nutrition. They're not going to be the things that we're going to bring home from the grocery store. So let's go straight from the top.
Yeah, I mean, I already can see a bunch of food. I'll just kind of go down the line of things that I guess I'll just go through them. Shakeology is a yes.
Right.
Anchovies, sardines, no, I don't like that stuff. Egg whites, yes. Chicken, yes. Ground chicken or turkey, yes. Freshwater fish, kind of take it or leave it. I'm not a huge fan. The occasional trout or tilapia maybe. Cold water fish, I like salmon a lot. And then ground bison, I really do like ground bison a lot.
Okay, so I'm going to put the ground meat because we kind of know that we like ground beef, ground turkey. So I'm just going to say the ground meat.
Okay.
And the important thing is that we know the portions. So like with the egg whites, you get 5 egg whites. I'll put this. With the chicken, it's important to know that they give you, they're smart. This time they told us it's 3 ounces raw and 2 ounces cooked. So that's really helpful. Salmon, they tell you raw and cooked what you're looking at. And the ground beef or meat or bison, they're telling you what percentage of fat to meat it has to have. So so we already have 4 options, and I'm pretty sure that I've scanned this list and there's not much more that we bring home from the grocery store. But go ahead.
Well, there's extra lean red meat, and I started, by the way, at the top because that's the healthiest, right? So I'm working my way down the list instead of starting at the bottom and going up. The dairy stuff I can skip. Protein powder, That's one for me. And I typically use Beachbody's Base Shake, which is a flavorless protein powder. Sometimes I add it to food. Sometimes I'll add it to my Shakeology. Tempeh, no. Tofu, no. Pork, tuna.
Tuna?
Yeah, sure. I have no idea what seitan is, or seitan, or Satan, or I don't know what that is, but I probably don't want to eat that,
I don't
so
even
I'm just
want
going to
to
stay away from that. Not big on the deli meats, turkey bacon. What else? Let me
the other two, I can go back up
Yeah,
just because
sure.
I'm the grocery shopper in the household.
Right.
Is we like shrimp. That's
Yes.
not something we regularly buy, but it is popular.
Yeah,
And
shrimp's good.
and again, it's like with the tuna, the can of tuna, I'm sure the protein powder, it's a scoop. The can of tuna is a 3-ounce can, and the shrimp is 3 to 4 ounces cooked. So it's just important to understand what your portions are, and I guarantee you, you're going to become a professional. So keep it simple. Now we've taken a list where there might be 30 to 40 options of protein and narrowed it down to the 7 we regularly bring into our household. Why don't you turn back? Why don't we just go down to the fat because it's the next page?
Okay, yeah, sure.
This is another thing I know that Dave and I are very, we eat the same fats in our house every day.
Avocado.
No doubt. Avocado, it's like a staple.
Numero uno, and it's at the top of the list, so I love that.
And so again, it goes back to understanding that your portion is 1/8 of an avocado. But look at this. So say Dave is rocking one of his omelets that you may have seen in a previous photo or whatever, and he really would like to have 2 servings of fat. It's just a matter of he gets to double that portion.
Yeah.
It's no big deal.
So,
okay.
Nuts.
Raw nuts.
Raw nuts, yeah, raw nuts. Almonds in particular are kind of my favorite.
Yep.
Extra virgin olive oil.
Is a EVOO, like Rachel Ray says.
Egg yolk. I
Yes.
typically like to use whole eggs when I make my omelets or eat eggs in general, and so that's sort of egg white plus egg yolk is one of each. Is that
Exactly,
how I would interpret
exactly.
that? There we go. Cool. So I can eat whole eggs, which I really, really like. I eat organic eggs, and they're the best. P90X3 dressings. We had some of that cumin vinaigrette, which was just awesome.
The dressings, because we eat a lot of salad in this household, and we're big fans of making our own dressing. I think we learned that from the Ultimate Reset.
Coconut oil.
Yes. I'm going to make one more suggestion,
Sure.
and that is that we eat seeds in our salads.
Yes.
So so I'm going to put raw seeds on the list, and then we're going to move on to the carbs.
Okay. Is that this way?
And again, telling you again, the simplicity here is just understanding your portions. You can go like to TJ Maxx or Marshall's. They sell all kinds of like gizmos for the kitchen and gadgets that are pretty fancy. If you were to go to like a more upscale store, and you can get the tablespoon measures and the cup measures for like $3 or $4, and so for example, the raw nuts and the raw seeds are tablespoons, a tablespoon.
Right.
And the same thing with the dressing.
And all that stuff's outlined in here, so that's pretty easy, right?
It is. We're just trying to break it down so you see how we make decisions in our household as to what to eat, because I think you could get really overwhelmed with your food choices and say, I don't understand. And I don't want you to have that dilemma. I want to take that burden away from you. Okay, now we're on to the carbs.
Yes.
The very first thing that I want to tell you about the carbs is that there are 12 items on this list where you have the serving size is unlimited. So as opposed to a cup and a half or whatever, there's unlimited. So I'm going to suggest that you pay attention to those, because there are a lot of good vegetables, and so if you want to like beef up a salad, you can OD on those unlimited vegetables.
And I think what they've done with carbs here is a little bit easier than maybe the previous P90X or X2 plans, where you've got all things that are carbohydrate based in one thing. So it doesn't distinguish between starchy carbs or grainy carbs or veggie carbs or fruit carbs. They're just carbs. You get 14 of them. That's going to shock a lot of people who are used to P90X. They're going to go, well, that's way too many carbs. Not really, because we're going to go down the list, and I'm going to tell you kind of what. So what do you suggest that I do with this? Should I pick some from each category? I mean, I'm tempted to just go down the line.
If I were you, I'd start from the back just because, for example, in the carbs, Dave and I always have almond milk. That's like a staple in our household in terms of like beverage carbs.
Right.
And I actually just discovered this 5 seconds ago, and I was having a small temper tantrum because I didn't see that on the list. Now I see it, and so I take away my temper tantrum because I didn't see how almond milk fit in. But
how does it fit in?
It's a carb.
Okay,
so
well, then almond milk.
But yeah, okay.
May as well have that one now. So I'm going to start with grains because I really don't eat much in the way of grains. The one thing I do like is the occasional tortilla. We do Taco Tuesdays with the kids, and I like to have a tortilla. So I'm going to add a tortilla from the grain thing, and
corn
all
tortillas.
of my paleo friends are going to light me up about that, but I do like to have the occasional tortilla. The rest of the grains, I'm out. None of them.
All right.
Legumes, same thing, really.
We do have black beans and pinto all the time in the house.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and Taco Tuesday nights, we had a salad last night that had some beans in it, so that's good.
I know. I'm sorry. I was experimenting.
No, that's fine. I would add results and recovery formula.
Okay.
As one of my beverage carbs. I suppose I jumped ahead there.
It's okay. And likely I would not. Just because I don't want the added sugar and carbs, and I don't get that sore.
Look at that. See that? My arm is just shaking. I did chest and back, or it's called the challenge earlier. Gosh,
all right, let's go on to the fruit.
Yes, fruit. Raspberries, blueberries.
I'm going to put berries just because we do like a lot of berries.
I like berries, yeah. I like them in my Shakeology mainly.
Okay.
So should I move on to starchy vegetable
we
carbs?
also always have...
I missed it.
No.
What?
Nope. Okay, keep going. Good. Yep.
I don't like beets. I do like squash. And I love carrots. And I like sweet potatoes. So, yeah. Sweet potato for sure. Squash optional.
Okay, and some of this is like seasonal too. Okay, now let's get into the regular lettuce that we have in our household. I mean, the regular veggies. Now we're into vegetables. So we've gone in from beverage carbs to grains to legume carbs to fruit, and now we're going to finish it up with the staples that are always in our refrigerator. We've always got the fixings for a big salad.
Yeah, kale, spinach, Brussels sprouts, which you know I'm just in love with Brussels sprouts. Broccoli, I love.
I'm getting
String
sloppy.
beans. Sorry,
Yes.
you can line your way.
No. Now, I'm going to tell you that a lot of these things don't keep, so generally we vary these. Between Brussels sprouts, broccoli, string beans, those vary. The staples that are in our refrigerator are like tomatoes, carrots, peppers, stuff that doesn't like go bad in 5 seconds flat, I feel like.
Onions.
Yeah, there's always an onion. There's
Salsa.
always
Salsa's
salsa, and there's always cucumbers.
Jicama.
Yeah, we don't always buy jicama.
Don't always buy jicama, but it lasts.
But we love it. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to put cucumbers.
So you kind of get the idea, right?
And the important thing is that a lot of these are unlimited, not necessarily Brussels sprouts. Another thing to note is that, well, I'll leave that for another tip. I've got more tips for you. So
coming up. So this would be this would be
This is our shopping list.
Yeah.
Can you imagine me walking to the grocery store with this big, huge piece of paper?
Well, but I think you could just take a picture of this. That would be really easy. That's what I would do.
No,
Call me crazy.
I would walk in with this big, huge
It's really
piece of
better,
paper.
and the reason we wanted to do this video is because I think some people are going to take this manual to the store and they're going to buy all this stuff. And before they eat any of it, not any of it, before they eat most of it, it's going to go bad. And there's going to be a lot of foods on here you don't eat. I mean, I don't really even eat grains except for that tortilla. And then, you know, there's a lot of other stuff that I just, like, I'm not going to buy sardines because I'm not going to eat sardines. I'm going to eat foods that I really love and that fit into these macronutrient profiles.
Exactly. If you have any questions or you want us to sit down and help you put together your particular personalized list, feel free to write Dave, info@the Fit Club Network, and we're always here for you. We run private accountability groups, so if you're doing P90X3 and you'd like that one-on-one time with us in Facebook, find us, contact us, and we will get you included in our group.